Cardano Hoskinson. Oh god. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Okay. Cardano, Hoskinson, Africa, Gogan. Let's go then. Hope you all like that one. Yeah. It'd just be nice to look back on my very first couple of YouTube videos and be like, this guy's an idiot, you know? Still got to get that down pat. It will come with time. Anyhow, into ADA right now. So this is what I have. Yeah, it's been a work in progress. I've definitely stripped down all of the shit that I've put on it in the last month or so. Stripped it down to sort of the bare basics of the big moves that had happened. So it's about a month now. See, this started on the 10th, I believe it is. Yeah, 9th, 10th. And we came out of this wedge here nicely and then popped. Also another small kind of wedge here. I wouldn't really count this as a wedge, but it is. It popped out, had a touch here, another touch here, and popped straight out. This had a couple of touches too. 1, 2, 3-ish. 4 and on the 5th, and then we obviously went for the big run past this level. I wouldn't count this. This was a bit of a little bit too high on the own supply just here. This is where we should have got out. If you did get out, bravo. I didn't, so no bravo to me. Now we've just sort of capitulated back down. We did break out of this sort of wedge here the first time. So we touched a bunch of times here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5, slide 5, and 6 popped out. We thought we were off to the moon. We kind of weren't, I think, because Bitcoin didn't actually keep going the way it was going as well. Remember, you have to watch where Bitcoin is this whole time. While you're in alts, you always need to keep an eye on Bitcoin and what it's doing. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. And for instance, like here right now, you can say, great, this has held this resistance this entire time and it will forever. Incorrect. It should for a certain amount of time, but if Bitcoin starts tumbling, this means shit. This means nothing. You're going to come out of it. So it has held for a long amount of time, and then you've got a rough sort of resistance level there as well. This is your support level. Okay, so we are on thin ice here. Okay, and I'm scared just as much as you are, because you're not the only one holding ADA. I am too, and there's millions of other people that are too. So just being realistic here. So what we have is, we'll draw a little retracement here and where we're likely to come if we pull out of this zone. All right, which is probably going to be a little retest here at the Fibonacci 618 level at $1.06. You can see we touched that here the first time and jumped back out of it, which was also coincidentally right on the trend line as well. So that's quite solid. Then you've got the next one down at 95 cents, which is possible. And it's just something you need to keep in mind, because especially on YouTube, everybody is going to tell you, yeah, it's going to keep going. What am I drawing here? Why is nothing happening? Brush. Sweet. I was drawing dots, that's why. So it could come down to here, right? We might continue down to here before retesting and rebouncing back up, and then coming back up somewhere this way, which would be great. But it all depends on BTC right now. Okay, so we can quickly jump over to that chart as well and check out where BTC is. So we have BTC here. Now I've drawn my fib retracement over the top just so you can see how well it is holding. Is this correct? How well this is holding these fib levels. Okay, we smashed through the 618 the other day, which also confirmed this neckline that we had here. This is a shoulder, this is a head, this is another shoulder, this is your neckline. Just to make that a little bit clearer, I will draw the path of it. So starting, somewhere here, let's just hit somewhere, down, popping back up, one shoulder back to the pit, or to the top of the shoulder, head, back to the top of the shoulder, or the pit, other shoulder, and down the arm again. So we are nearly back up at 58. I was going to say 5,800. I always say 5,800 to people and realizing, shit, we're at 58,000, which is kind of unbelievable, right? It is kind of unbelievable. So we're down here, or up here rather, at this 5,800. But as you can see, this is clear as day. This reverse, this longer time. Remember, we're on a long time frame here. This isn't 1 minute. Okay, we're on the 2-hour chart, which is sufficient. We can even go out to the 6-hour, whatever you'd like, to make these a bit clearer. These stops a bit clearer. We'll go to 4 hours. See how that looks. So it looks even clearer, stopping at these Fibonacci levels. Okay, so it's stopped here at the 50% retracement on that neckline. Once we punched through that neckline, we went straight through the 618, do not pass go, do not collect $200, and we went and tested the 786, came down and then boosted through the 786. Now we didn't quite make it, I think because we've had an all-time high in this area as well. We've come back down and we're retesting this 786 of 5,500, there it is again, 55,000, okay? So let's see what happens, but we really need to hold this 55K and pop up towards over 57 and towards 58, obviously, and on our way to the moon, all right? Now, if that happens, then Cardano should be fine. If it does not happen, you have to just keep your wits about you, know what may happen to alts. Not only on ADA, I know this video is about ADA, but about all your other positions as well. Are they in threatening positions like ADA is? We'll jump back over to ADA quickly now. So ADA is in this, it's on ice. It really is on ice right now. And if we come down, so be it. If we don't, cool. But have a plan. All right, don't sit there and close your eyes and go to sleep and be like, I wish, I pray, I want to dream that you're going to wake up and we'll be at the moon. We're not. All right, so if you have a position in ADA, consider maybe, if you have the skills, this isn't for everyone because a lot of people dive into this and think, oh, I'll just go and do what Lucas says or do what any other crypto naut on the internet says. You can do that. You can sell some. So consider maybe a 25% sell, 50% sell if you want. If you've got 10,000 ADA, 5,000 ADA, sell 5K of it, right? You get back in when you think, or at least a bit lower. It doesn't have to be you're never ever, remember, you're never going to get the bottom. Just keep that in mind. We could come down to here and pop back up, right? We could come, there we go again. We could come down to here, as I said, and come back up, right? Do something like that and then back up, which is quite likely if Bitcoin comes down, right? If we capitulate down. So you could do that. You can try that. If you don't, if you think ADA is going to continue on, no matter what the short-term dips and troughs are going to be like, then you can sleep well at night. Don't worry about it. Let it go. You know what I mean? Let it go and just see what happens. As long as Bitcoin keeps going and we don't top out and make a double top and then come back down into the hells of the earth, that would be terrible. But you would still have time to get out of your ADA position regardless. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with what's happening on my rainbow chart, which we'll get to in a moment. So consider that and consider these levels. The 618 is just here. If we do come down, just have 106 in your mind. If we're around at that level and we're bouncing on it, we might jump back off it and keep going higher. If we've gone further down to 95 cents, look, anything under $1 for me, for ADA, is a fucking steal. So I'd be buying there as well, or at least getting back in if you'd had already sold out half of your 25% of your position. There's a nice time to get back in. Remember, you're not going to get the bottom. Don't go and slit your wrists because you didn't get the bottom, okay? Just chill out and calm down. So that is a little bit of a wrap up on ADA. Now we'll go over to CoinMarketCap at the moment and hit refresh. So everything's looking okay. ETH's obviously held up and has done well in the last 7 days as well. Binance Coin is kind of holding up. Cardano and everything else is kind of on par with about 2%, 2.5% on average loss in the last 24 hours, except their 7 days could be different. Uniswap went on a ridiculous run and has come all the way up to, wow, number 8. Okay, it's the first DeFi, I think, exchange to be inside the top 10 the other day. So congrats to Uni. And what else do we have here? Yeah, there's a few. Theta is absolutely killing it right now. Not sure why. It's an NFT. It's an NFT coin. I haven't really got into it, but it is killing it. I saw it this morning, and considering not getting into it because it's just ran. So what else do we have? Here's another website that I use. It is called 8marketcap.com. It just lists your assets in the world ranked by market cap, which is quite cool to see. There you've got your 1 to 10. Gold at the top, obviously 11 trillion. Apple, Saudi Aramco, if you don't know what that is, that's an oil miner. I'm pretty sure it is, or in Saudi Arabia, something like that. Huge company. Microsoft, Amazon, Silver, Google, and Bitcoin. So quite cool to see it up there in the top 10, and it getting the exposure it is, because look at the likes of some of these names here, some of the biggest companies in the world. And if BTC's in there, everyone else is looking at it as well, aren't they? So what do we have next? Our news. So PayPal acquires crypto security firm Curve for nearly 200 million schmackos. That's a lot of money. Not really for PayPal. That's pocket change. What are they using Curve for? It's quite a big deal. PayPal latest acquisition is Curve, which helps banks and others secure their crypto holdings. PayPal says it does not plan to use Curve to become a digital custodian for other companies. So what they've done, and just down here I've highlighted it, is buy Curve to use as their own piggy bank, basically. This is, I believe, the owner, the CEO at least, of PayPal. This guy, Fernandez de Ponte, emphasized that PayPal is not acquiring Curve with the goal of running a custody service, which involves charging third parties to safeguard their assets. Instead, he says PayPal will rely on Curve's technology to provide a security layer for PayPal's own digital assets and to safely move them across borders. So they've just bought a very expensive crypto bank that, has just very safe, I guess. For those that don't know, what did I put in here? This is what else. So PayPal is also looking at a blockchain that they can use to facilitate their transactions on, which pricked up my ears because look which ones they're looking at. I posted in my group last night about Algo. I'm heavily in on Algo. I've got obviously ETH, don't have any Stellar. I've been in and out of Sol. But Algo for me is the dark horse. If you're in my group, you would have seen it. I posted a trade rec on it last night, but also mentioned it in a few groups that I'm in the last couple of weeks or months. And what did they say here? So far, PayPal has been tight-lipped about just which type of blockchain technology it plans to use to build this infrastructure. Fernandez de Ponte did say that any system it adopts will have to be capable of high throughput in the form of thousands of transactions per second, and noted that the company has looked at blockchains like ETH, Stellar, Algo, and Sol. but emphasize that is not endorsing any of them just yet. Okay, so very interesting to see who's in the running amongst the big boys to become the it crypto. It's never going to be Bitcoin. We know that. Bitcoin is the grandfather, moving at 5 to 7 transactions per second. These guys do a lot more. I know Algo off the top of my head. I'm not sure about Stellar, and Ethereum is ever improving. Algo is said to have 48,000 transactions possible per second. And then they can also increase the nodes to make that double and triple 48,000 per chain, which is insane. Huge bombshell, I think, coming out for Algorand. So yeah, jump into that if you'd like. Next piece of news. A third ETF in Canada is set to launch, and who is behind it? Mr. Novogratz. Mr. Novogratz. So, what's it called? CI Galaxy Bitcoin ETF will launch tomorrow. This was a few days ago now, but it's really good to see Canada, one of the first world countries, adopting Bitcoin and all of its things, quite fast. Because we all know that US, there's so much red tape. It's going to take forever for them to actually adopt, BTC and get it going. So if you don't know who Marko Novogratz is, here's a little teaser. He's been around for a long time, and I love this song. I sing myself to sleep every night.
Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going
sideways now.
Don't ever say
we going down to 1K.
But Mr. Novogratz say we have
bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, Novogratz is bearish. Okay, you get the point. So if the crypto community is seeing him as that, this is going to work. His ETF is going to be in the pockets of some really big companies, and I trust that he's going to do a good job with his company, with Galaxy Digital, opening it up. And so that's what. NFTs, holy shit. So NFTs have been blowing up lately. As you can see, I'm not sure if anybody's jumped into CoinMarketCap and gone to NFT. Every time I look, all these are green. It's all green. Look at some of the percentages here on 7 days. If you're in any of these, you're doing really well. Especially this one. I'm looking at getting into that. They've just signed with AC Milan. Engine, obviously, the gaming, and Theta has been killing it, as we mentioned just before. So this is some ridiculous stuff happening at the moment. The first one here, this Wonder Woman sold for $228,000 in ETH, 148 ETH, while the individual Together We Stand edition sold for 88 ETH, 136,000. I'm assuming that's US dollars as well. So some ridiculous stuff. What else? We have Jack Dorsey's NFT of his first ever tweet. It's just sold, or I think is about to be sold, for 2.5 million to the owner of Oracle. So this is kind of ridiculous stuff. I mean, if there's a bubble, this is the biggest bubble inside the crypto bubble. What's his name here? Sina Estavi, CEO of Bridge Oracle. The highest offer is 2.5 million, and this is what it is. This is it right here. Just setting up my Twitter. It's an NFT of this fucking thing. You tell me what you're going to do with that? God knows. Just because Jack is the inventor and the CEO and all the rest of it. It's his very first on March 22nd, 2006. So at least it's going to charity. I believe Jack said he's going to go to charity, which is cool. At least he's doing something good for the community and making a bit of fun out of it. I don't know if he's not making a bit of money, but he's making headlines. So that's that. And to our last piece of news. So on what date is it? The 18th, March 18th and 19th. we have a Blockchain Africa conference in which Charles Hoskinson is going to deliver the keynote at Blockchain Africa. Now, a lot of people are anticipating that he is going to announce this African deal that is supposed to be on the table. All right. There's a bunch of other people going to be there as well. Ben Zhu, co-founder of Bybit, executive director of Stellar, CEO there as well. This guy from the CEO of Aave, also the CEO of Bundle Africa, founding partner at Micro Traction, and Sam Bankman-Fried. This guy's onto it as well. CEO and founder of FTX, which, as you know, is probably as good, or if not becoming better, it's cheaper than Binance. So that's huge. They're all going to be there online. What? Yeah, I read that at the end just before I jumped on the video. Tickets available online. So due to the global coronavirus pandemic and travel restrictions, the conference will be held online. So if you do want to go, you can go. Sign up here. Starts 18th of March at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. GMT. So if you want to jump on that and you do want to be there present for if or when Charles says, yes, we've just rolled out Cardano to all of Ethiopia and the other countries, I think, around it. Let's go back over to here because there's a few other countries that they mentioned here. IAG's focus countries also include South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, and Tanzania. So it'll allow cross-border transactions, all sorts of things. So let's see if the rumors are true, and he's going to announce it. Maybe this would be the perfect place to do it, wouldn't you? If you're going to ask your girl out, do it in front of everybody. Everyone's there to watch, and that's when you stay in Cardano and you sit still, shut up, and hold on for the ride. So last little piece here. Well, sorry, second last. Actually, no, it is the last. So I like to come back and just zoom out sometimes. And I think it's what a lot of people don't do. They sit there, fretting about their coin going up and down. Let's look at history and what happened at each halvening. In history, after each halvening, we have had a bull run a certain amount of months. I don't know how many, but there's a certain amount of months after that a bull run happens. Okay, here's 2017, there's 2014. Where are we now? And on both bull runs, we've hit into this red section. This one's gone above it. Bitcoin was only $1,000. I'm not sure if price action was that rational back then, but hey, it's on the books. It's on the history books. So this is a logarithmic scale. Remember, it's set a bit differently, and each time we come up into this red section, and if you map out where we might be, we're here at the moment at 50 something thousand, right? And if you zoom, I don't know if this goes full screen or not. If you zoom all the way in, you can see each little pops up, retrace, pop up, retrace. Look at 2017. Pop up, retrace, pop up, retrace. Lots of retraces on the way up. So this is actually normal. People freaking out, but it's normal. Where are we going to be if we re-enter into this red zone? It says sell here, maximum bubble territory, around the $120,000, $130,000 mark is where we might be, or if it happens later, $150,000 mark. There's a few people thinking we might go to 200,000 this bull run. I'm skeptical of that. Don't know, we could, but I at least think we're getting into this first red band here, which is around the 90 to 100k mark, and if we get there, hell, let's keep going further. So something to keep in mind. Welcome to jump on this, called blockchaincenter.net, if you want to jump on there and have a look. So that's about all. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good week, and I'll see you in the next video.